Michael DeSanta has a quite interesting backstory.
Any more bullshit comes out of your mouth, you're gonna learn all about my past glories firsthand, you understand?
So I spent countless of hours finding the most fascinating theories about him. I would appreciate if you smash the subscribe button so we can hit 1000 subs before the year ends. With that being said, let's get into the video. Michael was about to refund Jimmy's car. One of GTA 5's biggest mysteries is why Michael was hiding in Jimmy's car when Franklin tried to steal it.
Drive into it. Right through the fucking window. And fast.
It's simple, Michael was actually going to refund his car, because as we know, his family buys expensive stuff all the time with his credit card, so this is definitely not the first time it happened. Jimmy explains to Michael that he tried to sell his yacht only to get his attention, which could also be the same reason he bought the car.
I just want to impress you.
By selling my boat to some gangbangers?
I know it sounds dumb when you put it like that, but all you do is daydream or get angry.
Look, I love you, Jimmy, but you're an asshole.
When Michael confronted Simeon about the car, he seemed pretty upset about the price.
You recognize this car? Huh? Does it look like it's worth $5 grand a month to you?
You fucking racist!
I'll tell you something. This thing's gonna need some serious body work or it's worth $5 grand a month.
So he was definitely going to refund it at that moment, but accidentally caught Franklin trying to steal it. Michael is a full-time day trader, whether you believe that Michael was in witness protection or not. There is no denying that the guy got money, or at least so it appears. At the end of marriage counseling, when Michael realizes he has to pay Martin Madrazo $2.5 million, he says to Franklin,
Oh man, I'm mortgaged up to my eyeballs.
unlike Trevor, Michael has access to his savings, and during the preparation for the jewelry store heist, Lester reveals that Michael has been transferring thousands of dollars to Dave Norton every month.
And most witnesses don't transfer five-figure sums into a particular FIB agent's bank account every month. Of course, the money gets moved around and washed through a number of fronts, but the trail is there.
So he definitely still has money. Michael has referenced in numerous conversations that he's a day trader, but it doesn't seem that he's so good at it, as he talks about trying to stop.
I'm trying to stay off the day trading. But maybe I'll take a look.
This is probably the reason he returned from retirement, because he flushed all her savings down the toilet.
I've seen your day trader account. You pissed our savings down the toilet.
Michael was shot with a rubber bullet. During the Northampton heist, Michael betrays Trevor and Brad, leading to the FIB killing Brad and Michael supposedly getting shot. Compared to Brad, who was bleeding and got a giant wound, Michael surprisingly wasn't bleeding at all. Michael was clearly shot, so he couldn't have faked his fall. But why didn't he bleed? And how did he survive that shot? It's because he was hit with a rubber bullet. Rubber bullets are mainly used by the law enforcement to disperse large gatherings that have become violent. This would explain why the bullet didn't go through the body armor, because Dave Norton changed Michael's bullet as a part of their agreement. Michael in GTA Online. GTA Online will soon come to an end with the release of GTA 6, and we still haven't seen Michael in GTA Online. Both Trevor and Franklin have made an appearance in GTA Online.
We got one thing, but it's like high-key radical.
Girl, I was being radical when your ass was still in kindergarten.
So it would only make sense for Michael to appear too. During the introduction mission in the contract, Franklin talks about knowing one of the producers around the area, which at least confirms that Michael is still alive.
Man, shit, I know one of the producers around here. I hope his ass ain't at work today.
In one of Cleo's bounty hunter missions, you can actually find a shooting schedule for a movie called Sugar Tits Go Skiing, which is also one of Michael's nicknames that both Devin Weston and Trevor Phillips called him, in which he, by the way, hates.
Could still take you, Sugar Tits.
You're late, Sugar Tits.
Yep. So what's going on?
The film is clearly a hint towards Michael, and we will have to wait and see if he ever does appear in GTA Online. Michael and Amanda are in an open relationship. While it may not come to surprise for many, Michael and Amanda could actually be in an open relationship. Amanda reveals that she was faithful to Michael until she found him with a stripper.
I was faithful to you up until I found you in a stripper.
We know that Amanda was a skank back in the days.
My brother from another mother. I mean, I hope so, because my mom was kind of a skank back in the day.
But there's no evidence suggesting that she wasn't faithful to Michael. When Michael confronts the tennis coach responds saying he thought they had an arrangement.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. She said you had an arrangement.
You and I are gonna have an arrangement.
Michael later talks to Franklin saying that they have rules. Not in the house and not guys he got to look in the eyes.
Look, we got rules. Not in the house. Not guys I gotta look in the
die.
Michael also further explains to Franklin that they made an arrangement when he retired, saying that they had to stay together no matter what.
I made this arrangement when I retired, and it means we don't got a choice about being together anymore. We're locked into that, so yeah, it's tough.
Which would explain their open relationship. Michael isn't Tracy's real dad. When Amanda's drunk, she'll tell Michael she didn't like him at first and was interested in the other guy he was with.
I liked your friend.
Michael responds by saying Trevor, and she says no, the other guy.
No, the other guy.
Removing Trevor from the picture, Brad and Lester are the only two friends we know from Michael's past. I'm pretty sure we can assume that Lester is not the guy she was talking about. He's too much of a creep.
We're gonna be seeing triple and committing incest in minutes.
This would imply that Brad was the guy she was talking about. It's also revealed in Hangouts that she got pregnant with Tracy almost immediately after she met Michael and was also working as a hooker at the time. Brad being Tracy's father fits better into the storyline of GTA 5, and this would explain where she got most of her characteristics from. Michael's dad cheated on his mom. The theory about Michael's dad cheating on his mom mainly comes from a Hangout dialogue with Franklin, where Franklin talks about not having a real father growing up. Michael opens up about his dad leaving him. He further explains all the different excuses his mom told him to why he left.
My dad skipped town, or got hit by a train, or joined the Navy, or something. I don't know. The story's changed so many times I lost track.
While this theory is a long stretch, the reasoning behind the excuses could have been because he cheated on her and she refused to tell Michael because she knew he would feel bad about it. Michael is Claude. Michael the Santa got introduced into the game in 2013 with the release of GTA 5. But what if I told you that he got introduced much earlier? You see, this is Claude, GTA 3's main protagonist. He was shot and left to die by his former girlfriend Catalina at the beginning of GTA 3. Claude survived and joined the Mafia and finally got his revenge before disappearing for good. Or so players thought. It could have been the case that after a number of years working with the Mafia, Claude makes a deal with the FIB, who placed him in witness protection and relocated him to North Yankton, where he takes the name Michael Townley. Both characters are very similar. Claude only looks younger, which fits into the timeline of GTA 5. Michael also has a number of scars on his chest. They could be bullet wounds from when Claude was shot.